بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. I thought it would be pertinent to speak about fasting as the holy month of Ramadan is almost reached us, and bi'idhnillah ta'ala we will all reach it, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from us our fasting and all of our good deeds and forgive all of our evil deeds. Fasting in Islam, التعريف الصيام في اللغة الإمساك عن شيء. So the definition of fasting in the Arabic language is to restrain oneself from something, to withhold something from yourself. وفي شرع الإمساك عن الأكل والشرب وسائر المفطرات مع النية من طلوع الفجر والصادق إلى غروب الشمس. So, as an Islamic term, in Islamic terminology, fasting, the concept of fasting is that one restrains oneself from eating and drinking, as well as the other things that break one's fast, such as having sexual relations or anything that causes one to have, for example, akramakumullah, to be in a state of janaba or sexual impurity by having, for men, the release of sperm, and for women, the fluids from orgasms, or as well as things such as smoking cigarettes or anything that we ingest or take, even medication. And also, inherent in this definition is also that one should have the correct intention, that they should have the niyyah to fast. And the fasting takes place from the tulur al-fajr, which is the rising of the sun, until the setting of the sun, until sunset. وَرَكَانَهُ من خلال تعريف الصيام في الاصطلاح يتضح أن له ركنين أساسيين. So there are two pillars to fasting. الأول الإمساك عن المفطرات من طلوع الفجر إلى غروب الشمس. So the first pillar of fasting is that a person restrains himself, his or herself, from taking food or drink, or, as we mentioned, sexual relations and so forth. And that includes as well smoking cigarettes and ingesting any medicine or what have you. So this is the first pillar of fasting. وَدَلِيلُ هَذَا الرُّكْنِ قَوْلُهُ تَعَالَى. So the evidence for this pillar is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He says, فَلَأَنْ بَاشِرُهُنَّ وَابْتَغُوا مَا كَتَبَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ وَكُلُوا وَاشْرَبُوا حَتَّى يَتَّبَيَّنَ لَكُمُ الْخَيْطُ الْأَبْيَضُ مِنَ الْخَيْطِ الْأَسْوَدِ مِنَ الْفَجْرِ ثُمَّ أَتِمُّوا الصِّيَامَ إِلَى اللَّيْلِ. So the evidence for this is the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, where He says, and seek what Allah has ordained for you, and eat and drink until the white thread becomes distinct to you from the black thread of the dawn. Then complete the fast till nightfall, and do not go in unto them while you remain in the mosque for devotion. So this is the evidence for the first pillar of fasting, which is that we restrain ourselves from having sexual relations and from eating and drinking or ingesting food or food items. الثاني النية. So the second pillar of fasting is that one has the correct intention. لأن يقصد الصائم بهذا الإمساك أن المفطرات عبادة الله عز وجل فبالنية تتميز الأعمال المقصودة للعبادة عن غيرها من الأعمال. فبالنية تتميز العبادات بعضها عن بعض، فيقصد الصائم بهذا الصيام إما صيام رمضان أو غيره من أنواع الصيام. So, the second pillar being the intention. And the intention of the fasting person is that they should intend that they are not going to ingest or have relations or ingest any type of foods or things that breaks one's fast, and that this is an act of worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the intention distinguishes one type of worship from another type of worship. And this is the case in all acts of worship in Islam, or even in life, that when we make intention for something, our intention distinguishes it from another action. And for example, in Islam, there is the fasting of the month of Ramadan, and then there's extra fasting that one can do. The extra fasting that a person does outside of the month of Ramadan, by having the intention to, for example, in the fast of Ramadan, having the intention to fast in Ramadan, you must have that in order to get reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that distinguishes the act of fasting in Ramadan from the act of fasting during another time in the year. So this is incredibly important, that one has the correct intention when they're performing, when they're fasting, or when they're doing any act of worship in Islam. And the evidence for this second pillar of fasting is the second pillar being the intention, is the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he said, "Innama a'malu binniyat wa innama likulli imri'in ma nawa." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Verily, actions are tied to the intentions, and everyone shall get that for which he intended." Okay, so in this very, very important hadith, this is evidence to show us that the intention is very important in all actions and all acts of worship that we do in Islam. I'll end that there. I'll end this halaqah here, and we will have another session in which we talk about the rulings pertaining to Siyam. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.